welcome to the Dancing Bear Enlightenment Academy Holistic Transformation Podcast. I'm your host, Dr. Beverly. Today, our wonderful guest is Radavie, an inner peace guide. She is a servant of inner peace and an emissary of messages from the divine sparks, the essence of our soul. She is devoted to serving those who are ready to unveil inner peace in the midst of our chaotic world and to become liberated from human conditioning. Today, she will talk to us about Awaken to Inner Peace. Welcome, Radavie.
Oh, thank you, Dr. Beverly, for having me on your show. I appreciate that.
Oh, it's always a pleasure. So tell us your transformational story, how you got started on all of this.
Oh, looking back, in the January 24th in this year, something came through my voice that says, it has been a long way home. And I thought, that is pretty cool. It's true. So, looking back now into the past, I really have understood why I went through the experiences that I had. Of course, nobody's telling us we're in a mystery, the mystery. And it slowly, well, for me, it took a long time to unfold, to
Mhm,
hear.
mhm.
And so I was the sixth in a family of 10, and I grew up into a village in the mountains, which I adore the mountains. And I would say that I was really wounded through my beloved mother. But yeah, so it took me a long time to get over that. And so I separated myself from my memories because to me, growing up, if I'm not experiencing love, it's painful. It doesn't matter what it is or how the household is. If you are not receiving love, it's it's very unhappy. It's a very unhappy thing. But mine was even more than that. And I cut myself off from my childhood. I said, that's her. That happened a long time ago. I'm not bringing it. I'm not connecting with it. But a mystical thing occurred, and the mystical thing was that my 10-year-old child, after many years of going through some painful relationship, and telling you, listeners, emotional pain will open the door for the light to come in. You just so this mystical thing happened, and my 10-year-old broad daylight stood in front of me, looking me directly in my eyes, and I didn't want to see her. She was the saddest. I never forgot that she was so sad. And she was there for 3 weeks. At times I got really upset and I said, just go. I don't connect with you. I don't, just leave. But after the 3 weeks, something inside of me said, I need to connect with her. And I didn't know how to do that. So I went to someone because I didn't know what to do. I don't know about those things. And I went to someone who someone suggested outside of my spiritual circle. And she said, oh, you want to do this? Because she said, this is one of the things I do. And it's going to be really easy for you. So, so she had me lie down and covered me over and just breathe and said, so, okay, tell me what's coming up for you. And I said, I've never told anyone in my whole life. I have kept all these things clenched inside. You want me to tell you, who is a stranger to me, what was coming up? And, you know, it took at least at least 20 minutes because there was a part of me, and I think it was my soul, said, you came here for something, you cannot leave without it. And so I had this oh my God, you want me to tell you? And I hear you need to. So I told her, and I thought she was going to be shocked. And that, I thought it was like a glass of water I asked her for. And I think what happened when I expressed it, there were tears. So my soul taught me, okay, all you needed to do was connect your emotions to the memories. It's the Velcro. I went home and I started doing my self healing because that's what my soul wanted to do. That is where, through that, I got to understand the human conditioning. And it anchored very deeply in me. And for 30 years, I was serving clients very well, working through their childhood issues. And so lots of people thought of me as an inner child or therapist or something. And then after I think my soul felt that I had mastered that, comes the icing on the cake. And then I got the messages. And they I didn't know who they were. They were teaching me actually. They said, we are not wounded children. We are divine sparks. And they continued to give me yearning messages because they were hidden behind, locked away. That's why we're so heavily conditioned. We're living from the conditioned world. And that started to integrate everything I was doing, everything I understood. And now all of this meaning, and they wanted humanity to hear their messages. And I'm really a good servant. When it when the divine asks me to do anything, I never question it. So this is how my book was born. No, I don't know, maybe I can show you. This is how my book was born, and it's now recently on Amazon, less than 2 weeks ago. So where am I in my life today? Or where am I in my divine service?
Mhm.
Not in my life, is very, very, very dedicated to bringing their messages out and to remind the world you're not your biographical self.
Yeah.
Your essence
Yeah.
is the spark from the one flame of God. And whatever it is you're doing in this world, it's important for you to understand that. Important for you to embody that. So when we do, that's why I'm a inner peace guide, because only when you open that portal and anchor and allow your being to arrive at a place of understanding, will you find permanent inner peace. It's the only way. We can have temporary everything. We can be temporarily happy, we can be temporarily be at peace, but it doesn't last. And I'm sure your listeners would have already experienced that. So that's why my soul's agreement. That's what my soul's agreement. And then now look back and see how all the 2x4 knocks that I got, how important they were. Oh my God, what a gift. And that's why, that's coming to me. I want to share with your listeners. Don't pause or stop when you're going through difficult times. Open yourself, let it come out, because you don't know why that's happening to you. There is something else in the mystery.
Mhm.
waiting to unfold.
Very true. You know,
Yeah.
I had a troubled childhood. Most of us that are awake did. And I was taking a train the trainer class, and we had to write down our values. So he gave us like 100 possible values, but we could pick any 10 that we wanted. And I picked my 10. And then we broke out into little groups and we shared our values. And then with the main group, we shared there. And I noticed so many people had inner peace as one of their top values. And what
Wow.
struck me was I didn't have inner peace on my list at all. It never occurred to me that that should be a value and something I should look for. And I changed. And I says, you know what? I put inner peace at the top of the list because if you're not at peace, nothing is going to work.
No,
Not in the
no,
moment, you're not
no.
happy, it's just, it's so important to find that and to say, okay, this isn't working. I'm either going to change it or get it out of my life because
Absolutely, absolutely. And you know, for many, many, many years, peace was right there with me. As a matter of fact, I think I had an email at peace at Radavie or something. Peace is always, always there. And how, if we can pause, if your listeners can pause, even for a second, just be silent. Just be silent means, you know, you're letting go of the chatter because I know you can. You can. What an amazing thing that you're experiencing in that stillness, in that stillness. And so this is how we change the confusion and the chaos happening on the planet. Each one of us. Don't wait for something to happen to bring goodness. You're not going to happen. You are the one. If you see it and you want to feel something better, please start it with you.
absolutely. So
Yeah,
very true.
yeah.
And you have a free gift for our audience, right? Freedom exploration meditation.
Yes,
Tell me about
yes.
that.
Okay, that is one of the freedom exploration from my book, and it's on the website, and they'll see me and hear me in the video. And what it is inviting people to discover what they are. So you go into this quiet place, and you know, and there it is. It helps you to it and quiet. It's so simple. It's so simple that nobody ever thought of this in general before. And you're inquiring about who you are and what you are, you know, and it's bringing people home to themselves. And I really want your listeners to go and take that and listen to you listen to it over and over again if you want to. And so this is a gift to say moving closer to inner peace.
Yes, and it's only you only live, well, you only live this life once, so you might as well live it in peace.
That's
So
right.
if you're on YouTube, I'll have the link below. But if you're listening, the link is radavie.net, Radavie.net, radavie.net. And the whole page is a picture of her and a little video with her, and then you can connect with her and get the meditation. So Radavie, do you have any closing words for us?
You know, I really love everyone who's listening to really look at what they are. Who are you? Or maybe ask yourself that simple. Who am I? I used to do that when I was 5 years old. You know, why am I here? And those questions will bring some you deeper within yourself into into the mystery. And we're all from the one flame of the divine. We are sparks from that one flame. And I want you to know that we are all sparks. There's nothing, nobody can ever take that from us. So consider we are all sparks. I'm no different from you. I may have different ways in which I express myself, but we are one. I really want you to know that we are one. And so that's what I want to leave you with. And
Very
that you're really loved by the divine. I learned that. I didn't know that when I was unhappy and sad.
Yes, and it's unconditional love and it's very abundant.
Yes,
Absolutely.
I remember once that I was going through my childhood stuff and I was really emotional and then went to lunch with a partner at the time and the lunch, I never forgot the picture. The lunch is in front of me and I am hurting so much. And I was shown this golden light around me and it said, um, you have this is everlasting love. Never heard that before. So I realized after that that everlasting love is here around us all the time. Stay in your heart.
Stay in your heart. Good advice. Well,
Yeah.
thank you so much for being our speaker today and for helping people to meditate, which I think is so important. So, everyone, we thank you for joining us. And remember that we're live meditation every Thursday evening, and we will see you next week for our next guest. So, remember to be the light you want to see in the world.